Hello, everyone. It's Paula with Touchdown Organization. Once again, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. And thank you for being a blessing to this organization. Last time, or last week, I recorded the message of a warning that God said his wrath was about to hit. And I said that I don't know, our time is not God's time. And I don't know if about means 15 minutes, 15 days, 15 months, but there was an urgency in my spirit and an urgency in this message. So last time I said that I would pray about details. And so let me just start with this. God's wrath is basically a punishment from when he is fed up with things. And when you go to the book of Jeremiah in the Old Testament, and all the major prophets like Jeremiah, Isaiah, etc., you see what God does when a nation, a people are disobedient and the land is full of sin. And unfortunately, that's where we are. God's mercy and grace, love, kindness, and goodness endures forever. But his bottom line is that he wants to save people. And when we get so far away from God, it brings about correction. And the wrath of God is past correction. It means that he needs to clean house, okay, and get us back to a place of where people are walking around with sorrowful hearts, and then they begin to call upon the name of the Lord and ask for mercy and ask for grace and ask for help and strength. And he wants us to do that at all times, but sometimes it takes an act of God to release people in the earth to be looking up to him. So when a nation, when a people, when a world gets so far removed from God and they're doing their own thing and everybody does what they think is right, it's time for shaking. It's time for God to turn things around. So I want you to know that this is something, the details that I'm going to address are something that he has been showing me for years now. And I've been praying and fasting and asking for mercy and asking for God to have, patience with his people, to hold off and hold on. But he has been doing that. He has been having patience with us, and he has been, watching and listening. And he sits high, he's way up there in the heavens, but he sees and he hears and he knows all. And he knows the heart of people. He knows the thoughts. He knows your ways. He knows whether someone, makes a mistake, but their heart is good, or whether someone does things and their heart is just hard. So anyway, he said that his wrath is about to hit, okay? It's about to hit the earth. So the details are that he has been showing me for years war, okay? And he just gave me bit by bit, piece by piece. I didn't try to put it together. I just would write down dreams or visions that I've had or what I've heard in my spirit. And one thing he said was that our enemies have come together. Okay, so I'm talking about the enemies of this nation, the United States of America. And we have a lot of enemies. And they don't know and understand that God is listening to everything that they're doing, what they're planning, what they're plotting. So our enemies have come together and they have been plotting against us. And so just know that this is not anything that happened overnight. This has been going on, and God already, he knows everything. He's all knowing, all seeing, all hearing. So he already knew. I don't know when they started, but they have started. They have that. This was a while ago that God gave me this message. And then the other detail is that war is coming to this nation. And so I want you to know, I'm saying this and I am very nervous while I'm saying it, because once you put something out there, then, you know, people get a little upset or, you know, whatever. But I am here to warn you, because I just feel in my spirit that we are coming to the point of no return. So our enemies have come together. The details is war is coming to our nation, and it's coming to the nations. And I'll tell you a very important player that God is using, and that's Russia, that's Putin. Please pray for our leadership. You don't have to be in love with people to send prayers of God strengthen them, God help them, God let them know what our enemies are up to. But please pray for our president and all those in authority in this nation and the nations around the world. But this weekend, you know, like I said, God has been speaking to me over time about this for years, that he was going to humble the nation. So this weekend, I heard, or this past weekend, that's when I heard that God's wrath was about to hit the earth. And then I had dreams about Russian soldiers, and Putin was in that dream, and the Russian soldiers were all set in place, and they were standing still. And then all of a sudden it turned and they began to fight. So just know God is in control. Our nation is going to be humbled, but God still loves this nation. He just wants to save. He refuses to let a whole nation go to hell, okay? So this is the why he was saying we need to get as many people to say yes to Jesus, because people are, you know, during war, people lose their lives. And it won't just be sinners, it will be Christians as well. Just like with COVID, many people passed of faith and not of faith, okay? So the details are, warning, the wrath of God is getting ready to hit the earth. I have no idea when, how it's going to happen, and I don't even want to know, to be honest with you. But I do know that our enemies have come together and they have been plotting, they have been working. So you know who our enemies are without me even calling out certain nations. But I do tell you that I am telling you that Russia is a part of the plan. I'm telling you that Putin is a part of the plan. I'm telling you to and asking you to pray for our president and all of our leaders, and pray for our army and just all of our military and their leaders, okay? I do believe that it may look bad. It may jolt us, shock us, but we will come out victorious. God let me know that we will come out victorious. And sad to say, in a time of war, we know that there's mass casualties. And I pray for the lives and I pray for the hearts of all of God's people, and even those who don't believe in God and don't want to accept them. As I said last time, please receive Christ as your Savior, because we don't know what tomorrow holds. I don't know what tomorrow holds for me, but I know that God has tomorrow in the palm of his hands. And it is a time of correction. It is a time for God to turn things around, because in his eyesight, he is but holy, okay? And he demands that we treat people right. He demands that we don't oppress people. He demands that we love our neighbor. He demands that that you put him first. He wants that. And he does love us. He loves us. And that's why every now and then he does have to get with the world and show them who he is. You know, he doesn't need me to speak for him. He can speak all by himself. He can show you things all by himself. But this is what my role is it's to teach about the gospel, and it is to warn about the gospel. And I am very new to YouTube and Zoom, and God brought people into my life to teach me how to go on here and do social media. And though I am, nervous about it, I'm not nervous about standing up for God and warning people and saying, get your house in order, get your spiritual house in order. Say yes to Jesus if you haven't. And if you are a child of God, your focus right now, your mission right now should be on bringing souls in to God, not just bringing them into the church and not just bringing them in to be a subscriber, but actually getting them to say yes to Jesus, because tomorrow is not promised to any of us. And I just pray that God has mercy upon this nation, upon the leaders, upon the people, that just know that when this day happens, that God ordained it, and that it's not the devil. The devil may play a part. God uses the devil for his good, because he's God. He's in control. The devil is not in control. So let's just pray, and let's stay prayed up. Let's stay connected to God, to the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Know that you can call upon his name at any time and he will answer. He will come to your rescue. He will save you. He will deliver you. He will heal you. God is everything that we need and all that we need. And in the darkest of hours, he is able to elevate his children. That's what I love about him. Ultimately, there's the wrath of God, correction of God, but then there's restoration. So after we go through the hard thing, just know that God is going to restore us. He's going to bring back joy. He's going to bring back just good things. There are good things to come for those who love the Lord. Okay? So don't feel discouraged. Don't feel fear. Like I said before, fear does not come from God. But here's where your faith comes in. Here's where your trust comes in. Here is where your belief comes in. And know that we will be all right. We will be all right no matter what. Whether we live or we go on to be with the Lord in glory, we all, you and I, will be okay. So guys, those are the details. War is coming. It won't just be in this nation. I believe it will be around the world. And our enemies, this nation's enemies, have come together and they have plotted and they are ready to make a move. And Russia is leading the pack and Putin is leading the pack. And I would say that it is the will of God. Okay, it's Paula with Touchdown Organization. I'm signing off, and if God gives me more, I will be back with more. Until then, until we meet again, God bless you, God keep you, stay prayed up, and just give God a hug and tell him thank you. Thank you for mercy and grace. I will see you again. Have a blessed week, and God be with you till we meet again, guys.